Welcome back, everybody. My name is Dragagon, and this is Gregtech New Horizons. When I left off on the last video, I had just died over there trying to gather up, pardon me, some cursed earth. I was able to get one piece before I died, but also before I died, I was able to knock loose a couple other pieces, so I went back for my corpse, and I ended up with, well, where did I put it? In my magic bag? Yeah, I ended up with 3 pieces of cursed earth, the 4 division sigils that I activated, my enchantment table, but somehow or other, when I died, I lost my mattock. So I made a replacement mattock. It doesn't have the silk touch on it anymore, of course, because I lost the original one that did. I went looking all over there for it. I know it didn't despawn because there was a whole bunch of other stuff still around, so I'm just not sure what happened. I'm wondering if maybe there was a mob that spawned that was one of those ones that disarms, and somehow or other I dropped it. I don't know. Something happened. It's gone. I had to make a new one. In any case, I then brought the cursed earth, and I placed one bit of it down underneath my wisp spawner there. I got the whole thing set up and running. I have it pulling out the ethereal essence. So far I haven't done anything with it. As a matter of fact, I've probably thrown out a stack and a half of the base 6 types up there while I was just gathering up the XP so that I could make up a whole bunch of Fortune 3 books. So the end result of that is that I now have a bunch of loot bags. So I figured I would play Loot Bag Day. But before I do that, I want to show you guys I did indeed sit down and get my SMD components done. If I go ahead and look inside my, well, let's go look in the interface terminal. You can see that I have the a basic assembling machine, a basic bending machine, and a basic wire mill that are all set up and configured to be able to make all of these various things. Annealed copper wires, and then fine annealed copper wire, platinum wires, electrum wires, gallium foil, thin silicon rubber sheets, tantalum foil, and then all 4 of the SMD patterns. And if I drop down here, there they are right there. I also have an export bus onto this fluid extractor to extract the polyethylene sheets so that my basic assembling machine always has the polyethylene sheets necessary in order to make those things. And then you can see right up there I have 2 crafting CPUs. This one's just a small 1K and then a 4K with a co-processing unit. So now I can automatically create all of this stuff inside of my AE2 network, so I can just ask for all of these things. The next steps that I'm looking at doing with the AE2 setup is I want to be able to make microprocessors, integrated processors, and nanoprocessors. Now, integrated and microprocessors only require the CPU wafers and then plastic circuit boards. So that's a couple more patterns that I'll make. Oops, and then I will probably end up making another large chemical reactor so that I can fill it full of chlorine and sulfuric acid, and then I can pass in 1 piece of iron and then the sheets that are necessary, and I can let 1 LCR go from having the PTFE sheets to making the full plastic circuit boards that will be necessary for this. The other thing I want to make are the wireless, what are they? The wireless, I want to make 2 wireless connectors and a wireless setup kit, and that is so that I can reach into the clean room and I can set up some automation in the clean room. Namely, I'm wanting to set up a circuit assembler so that I can make the full circuits. I want to set up a fluid extractor for the soldering alloy. I also want to set up the whatever it's called, a precision laser engraver, as well as a cutting machine, just so that I can get those couple of parts done. And then the very last thing is with the nano processors. These guys require the advanced circuit boards, and then they also require these nano component central processing units. And these guys also take an HV cutting machine, not a big deal, but I also need a chemical reactor in there that has some molten glowstone, so another fluid extractor, and then I can take the CPU wafers as well as the raw carbon fibers, make these guys, and then they can make me 8 of the HV chips with just some fine electrum wire, and then stuff I already have patterns for. So things are coming along nicely. But as I said, I want to make this a loot bag day. So I have all of these loot bags. Yeah, you'll see a little bit of a visual glitch there. I probably am going to pull up this silly skeleton trophy because it's got some visual oddities with its little its little quiver full of arrows that you can see flashing across the screen there. So in any case, let's see. Let's start with my singular Tier 2 LV loot bag. Nothing but some farm gearboxes. All right. Next, we'll do Space Invader Moon. All right, just a parachute. And then Mars. Oh, interesting. Mars attacks. I get all of the items from Mars, and then I also got a Tier 2 lander. The Tier 2 lander will be fantastic because I can use it to craft the Tier 3 lander. So that'll be quite a few components I don't have to make. I am happy about that. All right, let's see here. I've got some Tier 4 loot bags. I've got some Magic Novice loot bags, Tier 3, Bees, Basic. Let's go ahead and start with the Tier 3 loot bags here. So, Farm Hatch, okay, whoop-de-doo. 32 vacuum tubes, whoop-de-doo. I like soul frames. Soul frames are good. Those are good for getting my bees together. Ooh, chrome ingots, all right. Apparently somewhere I also got some potions of strength. Also, some more vacuum tubes. Some more vacuum tubes. Chrome ingots. Soldering alloy and some farm hatches. Good circuits. Ooh, I like MV motors. MV motors are nice to get. Another beealyzer. Some ethereal glass and some farm valves. I got some interesting bolts. All right. Let's see here. Put those guys away. Whoops. That's mine. Make sure there's nothing else hiding around here. All right. Gearbox. Basic solar engine and some more motors. I will always take motors. Coated circuit boards. And nickelback seeds. Oh, and some reinforced duct tape. I do like reinforced duct tape. All right, most of that one was kind of worthless. All right, let's look at some basic bee stuff. Parched combs, impregnated frames and sticky propolis, honey drop, one honey drop from a fortuned loot bag, a proven frame. Oh, apiarist shirt. Very nice. I will definitely take that. Some frozen comb and more parched comb. A single honeydew. Propolis. Another apiarist shirt. Mellow comb. Another propolis. Honeycomb and stringy comb. And an apiarist hat. I will definitely take the hat as well. That's very nice. I wonder if I can take these apart. Can I take these apart? Does not look like it. Let me try on here real quick. Yeah, nope. can't do that. Oh well, it was worth a shot. If I could take it apart, then I might have been able to make the rest of the outfit rather than just being stuck with it like that. So anyway, let's see here. HV, 2 of those guys. Some epoxy circuit boards, not bad. But 2 random access memory chips, that's kind of lame. Alright, so Magic Novice, some directional Essentia tubes. Oh, a bunch of magic wax, nice. Some filtered Essentia tubes, always worthwhile. And then 8 of each of the different types of shards. I can make use of all of that stuff. Next, AE Basic. Some dense cables. Another ME controller, fantastic. Some smart cables. Some capacity cards and some fluid storage components. All right. Some more dense cables and some 1K fluid storage. I'll take it. Oh, another ME controller. Okay. Some more dense cables. Oh, some Fluix and charged quartz. Nice. That was some smart cables. And that's about it. Oh, wow, 16 1K storage components. I will take that in a heartbeat. 8 more, all right. Guess I've got plenty of room for making 1K storages from those guys. I should probably put all of that ME stuff over in the ME chest that I've got going. But anyway, I've got 6 of the good loot bags. These guys were a pain to make because they want acceleration cards for each of those, which is a little bit of titanium for each of those things, and some platinum, which now that platinum is annoying to get, hopefully it's worth it. 32 blank cards and 4 ME controllers. I'll take it. 16 redstone cards, and that's it. 16 capacity cards and some dense cables. 8, oh wow, 8 16K. I'll take that. What, 16 more? Wow, and then 16 fuzzy cards. And then some inverter cards and some crafting cards and some more. Wow. Those are going to be very nice. All right. Well, I would say I definitely made out very well with that run. I'm going to put all this stuff in here. Probably the biggest out of that is these guys right here. 8 16K fluid storage components and 32 16K storage components. I may have to build up several drives and then maybe pop these guys out of there and stick this ME drive filled with those. That right there probably just set me up, I wouldn't say for the rest of the game, but that was definitely well worth it. At that point, I can take up all of these chests and not have to worry about the fact that it's going to be taking up space in my ME network. That is fantastic. All right. Well, that was it for Loot Bag Day, I suppose. The next thing I'm going to be working on is getting some more of this automation done. I am going to have to make some nano processors in order to make the wireless connectors, because each of these wireless receivers requires an HV chip in there. So I'm going to set to work, and hopefully when I return we'll have a bit more stuff ready for automating our AE2 circuits. So we'll see you then. Okay, it took a bit of time, but I have made some more progress since the last break there. What I decided to do was I have a few of the HV chips left over, and I decided I was going to go ahead and get started on the wireless stuff. The first of these is to make 2 of these wireless connectors, and the other bit is to take these 2 things and make the wireless setup kit. So there we go. Let's see here. Then I decided I needed to have a stack of blank patterns. So there we go. 64 blank patterns, and that's because I ran out from the mess I created earlier. with that done, the other thing that I need to do is I need to get just a bit more of these annihilation cores done. There's 6 annihilation cores. Took me a little while. I had to make some more of the logic circuits, but there are now 6 interfaces. Now with those 6 interfaces, I'm going to plop them down like that, and I will show you guys what I did with my clean room. I've kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Cleaned up the clean room. What I decided to do was set up all of the EV machines that I would need. I put in an EV 4 amp hatch over here and ran some cable over to it so that I can power these guys. And then the idea was to take the AE2 wireless connectors and slap one of them down right there, and then take the other one and slap it in, and I'm not going to be able to put it where I want to put it. I'm going to have to put it down there because of those cables running around. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's see. Do I just break it like that? Yeah. And then I can slap it down there. And then we take our binder there we go. So now those two are connected up together. And then what I can do is I can grab some of the cable, and the cable actually runs on this side, but I really didn't want to put it over on this side because of some plans that I've got going on. I wanted it over here. So I'm going to have to run some cable around in order to get all of this guy hooked up. Fortunately, AE2 cable doesn't have loss and things along those lines, so I can allow it to do that. Now, the idea is that the EV, Advanced Precision Laser Engraver, is going to work on creating the CPUs. The MV, it will work on creating the random access circuits, or the random access memory circuits, and then the HV back there will work on creating, I believe it's NOR chips with the Ender Eye lens there. So the idea is that those 3 things make the various stuff. I'm going to have this cutter. Eventually I will move it up on top here, and then we'll feed it lubricant, but then the wafers will go into it. And then be cut, and then the rest of these guys can work off of that. The advanced circuit assembling machine, of course, making circuits, being fed soldering alloy, and then the advanced chemical reactor can take in the molten glowstone and what's the other thing called? The CPU wafers and some of the carbon fibers in order to make what this guy needs, which is these things right here, the nano component central processing unit. That thing has to be made in an EV chemical reactor in a clean room, so I figured I'd just include that in there. It can make those, and then those can be cut. There it is, cut with the cutting machine, and then those can go in, the cut pieces can go into making the nano processors. So that's the idea behind this guy. I just need to get it rigged up the rest of the way into the system, and then that will be that. I guess for the time being I could, there we are, these 6 guys, I want one there, I want one there, I want one there, one there, one there, and one there. There we go. And then that way I can output, and let's see here. I also need to do this. There we go. Make the output up. Wrench it so that it allows it, right? There we go. And then wrench it, screwdriver, wrench, screwdriver, and then lastly wrench and screwdriver. There we go. So now all these guys can input and output back into the same interface. The last thing I need, though, are the wonderful cables that it will need. You guys will also notice I've got quite a bit of boron here and then some borosilicate glass dust. I finally was able to get enough boron that I could make, yeah, this stuff right here. So there we go. There's another 36 to go with the, well, it's actually more than that. It's a full stack plus that 36. So I have what's left of the other stack plus that stack now in my system, and these guys will go towards making that annoying, this guy, the IV mixer, will be one of the first things I make. Once I can get this guy up and running, then I can make the vanadium gallium that I need in order to make this guy. Unfortunately, in order to make the power substation, these power redox cells need vanadium gallium from the half-complete casing 1 to make the half-complete casing 2, and this stuff requires the wonderful mixer to make this stuff. So there's no handcrafted setup. It's just right there like that. So I'm going to be making lots of that stuff in the mixer. I went ahead and made a transformer for it so that I can hook it into a line and get some IV power. I don't know where I am going to stick it once I make it. But yeah, that is pretty much getting my AE system almost up and running so that I can then make microprocessors, integrated processors, nanoprocessors, and then as long as I provide plastic circuit boards, the advanced circuit boards, and the small coils, I can make from here with the nanoprocessor. I can take the nanoprocessor and I can combine that in order to make the, where is it? Yeah, these guys right here. I can combine that with some small coils to make the EV chips, and then I can combine those to make these guys, the Elite Nano computers. That's why I need the NOR chips and some of the advanced circuit boards, and then I can take these guys and without too much extra effort, I can ask for it to craft these guys, the LUV nanoprocessor mainframes. So small coils, aluminum frame boxes, and the circuit boards are the only things that I will have to manually make, and then from there I can just ask the system to give me basically anything I need. So let's go get this guy hooked up. I may actually have my first use for a P2P tunnel. We'll see how this thing behaves. I don't know how it likes to work with the wireless connector, so we'll see. That one, this one, I need one there, one there, one here, one here, one there, one there, and then, oh, okay, I'm going to need one here and there, and then I can put one back there. And that's the only thing I don't like about that thing. All right, so let's get this out. Run it up. And over we go. And there it goes. All right, it looks like all of that already eats up channels. So 4 out of 8 channels. That's probably not good. That probably means that it shorted out some of these other guys. That one's still working. That one's still working. But that probably means that these guys in here aren't. Not enough channels for those two. All right, so maybe I will need my first P2P tunnel here. So let's see. If I... How do I want to do this? I can... Let's let's get out the P2P tunnels and the memory card, and let's grab that. And let's grab that one. And then what I can do is I can slap that guy there. Then plug those back in. So that'll be just one channel that runs down. Oh, and I will probably need power through there. Yeah, so now that's one channel. And then the rest of this will be however many channels it needs. All right, so let's come over here then. And let's do this. Let's grab our dense cable. Oh, that's going to be just minorly annoying, I'm sure. Yep, I thought it might do that. So slap that guy on like that. And then smart cable there. Shift right click, save those settings. And then let me get some quartz cable. Because I have to give it power somehow. Okay. We'll right click on this guy to load settings, but that won't give it power, so I have to do that so that it doesn't transfer connections, and that. And that should give all of that power, and that should give all of that power. So there we go. Now we've got 6 channels for all 6 of these guys. I've got 2 extra channels for the 2 export buses that I will use to 2 fluid extractors. And then if we come look over here, I should have 6 channels going into this guy, which go in there. So that is good. Probably about the only other thing I could possibly do, yeah, might be to do something like that. Let's go ahead and take that off, slap that there, and then put that back. And that way it's got, that way this guy doesn't hook up with this guy, and I've got the full 32 channels coming off, and then those channels run over here to my simple little setup over there. Once all of those things are recognized, good deal. I should be able to come up here. Yep, and there we can see I've got my advanced chemical reactor, advanced circuit assembling machine, advanced cutting machine, 3 precision laser engravers, so that'll be interesting to try and figure out which one is which. I may have to go put those in manually at first. There'll only be 1 per laser engraver because I'm using just the one lens in each of those. And then, yeah, looks like we are good to go. That will get me, like I say, everything except the circuit boards. Making the wafers themselves, although I will be able to use the cutter to cut the boules. So realistically, I would only need to manually cook the boules inside of my EBF over there. And then otherwise it can do all the cutting, all the processing, and everything else itself. So yeah, I think that is a nice setup. I'll be able to just about request all the stuff for a circuit just within my pattern terminal, and then I can start making use of these crafting crafting units and these machines down here, and we can just about automate everything a circuit needs. So I'm going to go ahead and call this video good. In the meantime, I am going to work out all the details in order to get all of my blank patterns and put them into these machines so that I can start to make everything I need. I will guess I will see you guys in the next video, where I will probably be tackling hopefully I'll actually be tackling the IV mixer and the power substation. So we'll see you then. Till then.